say, is in their way of showing maintaining the order of the society. Now, so that gave me a very clear illustration. A lot of times we can do goodness to other people is because they don't know what we do know. So we do not kind of 计较, we do not how can you say 计较? We forgive them because they know that. Okay, because they know that. Because this is something I'm entitled to do, but they do not know. So they thought, I don't invite you to do it. That's why they did this, right? And so, so God said we are able to show goodness to other people because a lot of people, they don't know. That's exactly what happened to this guy. This guy called Jacob Ishezi, and he was in Second World War. He was sent to bomb Japan. This guy, Yuan Tianmei Qingshou, he's a lead Japanese pilot who bombed the Hawaii, the Pearl Harbor. And so this guy, after Pearl Harbor were bombed, the Americans did, what they did was they sent the carrier come as close to Japan as they can, and they sent bomber to bomb Tokyo. But after bombing Tokyo, they had no enough fuel to come back. So what they would do is they would land in China. And China at that time was also have a war with Japan, so they would land in the Chinese side, so they can be kind of delivered back to US. But this guy, what they did was they landed in Japanese territory, so he was captured. And some of his colleagues were eventually executed, and some died of starvation, malnutrition. And then he was, for about 3 years being imprisoned there. A lot of times solitary confinement. That's why he was so thin. And one time, as they were sending back to the cell, he was pushed in, and then before he could go in completely, they closed the door, and then so his feet was caught in the door. Okay. And then the jailer with his nailed shoes, he just kind of kicked his feet, and so in tremendous pain, he eventually somehow kind of wiggled his feet back, and he was so angry. And he hated the Japanese so much. And during this time, somehow the Japanese emperor has increased their ration, and they allowed them to read. And so what they did was they gave them the Bible. And so they circulated the Bible for every 6 months. They can have hold of the Bible for 3 weeks. And so for that 3 weeks, we read the Bible again and again for 6 times because we would not be able to get anything out of the Bible. And then during that reading, he became a Christian. And so this time, when in tremendous pain, he felt the Spirit told him, love your enemies. And he said, how can I love my enemies? And the Spirit said, love your enemies, because they know what they are doing. And so, next morning, he tried. So in Japanese, he greeted the jailer. The jailer disbelieved him and kind of looked at him with a dirty eye, just think, what are you doing? And then, so, second day, third day, he continued to show a friendly gesture to the jailer. And the jailer didn't want to talk to him about it. But eventually, very interesting, after so many tries, the jailer started to communicate with him, share about his family, etc. And one time, even the jailer would give him baked yam, sweet potato, give him some candies, snack, and that was such a, just kind of give him some of those. And so because he said this jailer, this priest is very interesting. suppose a lot of them hate them, right? But it's showing kindness to them. Now, so on this particular day, particular day, 1950, I think it was 1945, August 6th, early 7 o'clock in the morning, the Holy Spirit convinced him to pray for Japan and pray for peace. So he kept on praying until 2 o'clock in the evening, and the Spirit told him, we don't need to pray anymore because the victim is already won. And several days later, he heard the announcement that because of the atomic bomb was dropped in Hiroshima, and then the other place that Japan unconditionally surrendered. So that was the end of the war. So then he started to pray for Japan and say, how are these guys going to go through? So what they did was that, God told him that you are to return to Japan to bring the gospel to him. And that's why he put his story as I was a prisoner of Japan, and then they circulated more than 1 million copies, and they were circulated in all Japan. And this is when he and his wife came to Japan. A lot of Japanese are trying to understand why are they doing this? Okay, why are they doing this? And one day he prayed for Japan for 40 days of fasting and praying. That's why he used something again. And then this guy is Mitsuo is him. Yuan Tian Mei Jin Xiong. And Mitsuo Fuchida appeared to him because Mitsuo Fuchida read his tract and understood that in his own religion there is no forgiveness. And so he searched the Bible, and by reading the Bible, Mitsuo became a Christian. And so he came and visited him, and then through his counseling, then he accepted baptism. And eventually become an evangelist in Japan and led so many people to Christ. So before they were bombing each other, right? They were bombing Japan, and he was bombing America. And now they are brothers in the Lord, and sharing for the same cause, and then bring people to Christ. And this is the saying that the goodness and the kindness doing to one another. And he said the reason that he became a Christian was when he read the Bible to the point that when Christ was nailed on the cross, the first thing Christ said was, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing. Because they do not know, that's why they are doing that. And Christ is saying that because, they do not know, so forgive them. So we do goodness and kindness because they do not know. And then because what we have and they do not have. Because their weakness, because our strength in Christ. That's why we can do kindness and do goodness to them. In 2004, there was a tsunami in Sri Lanka. And you can see the picture showing there are very sad situations there. And there was a nurse who was in New York at that time, Rebecca O'Connor. And he said that he was in New York Presbyterian Hospital. And when he said it's an Asian tsunami disaster, she thought she needs to do something. So she flew to Sri Lanka along with 8 other medical professionals for a 2-week medical relief trip. So they set up a clinic in a mosque inside Sri Lanka, and then they just kind of treating people coming and going. At one time, 40 to 100 people being treated, some for the wound, kind of wading through the water, kind of being cut and being wounded, infected, and we treat some 40 to 100 patients at a time. And then people just coming, with so many of them. And then they realized just within 1 mile there was another major hospital. There was also a clinic there. And but people just running and not going there. Rebecca was very interesting. She said, well, why do you guys not going to that hospital?